Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea, where we discuss the latest celebrity tea in the news. And we do it live every weekday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Chatmosa. I'm your host, Auntie Derek, and today is Tuesday, February 10th. So with me on the mic, I have some fabulous co-hosts. We have my gorgeous Moon, my Icy Chili, and my Libra Queen. Hey, ladies.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hey.
And shout out to the listeners as well. And a special shout out to Libra Queen, who's actually responsible for today's Black History Month highlight. We are actually going to highlight Mr. Bandy Lee today. And give me 1 second. Let me just pull up his Instagram profile here.
Okay, Black History Month.
Okay, listen. And when I tell you this is amazing, so you see that his Instagram page here is Rare Bandy. And baby, this is rare indeed, honey. So let me just get his bio. He actually has a really cool concept. I think I might even steal this concept from him on my page, honey. Like, who is Bandy Lee? And if you click
Mm-hmm.
it, you can scroll and, he has his bio there. But I'm actually going to read the bio I have here while we look at his art. So, and this is a photo of him here. And give me 1 second. I just love this because he's amazing. And he was actually very nice enough to send Libra Queen a nice bio about himself that he has floating around on the internet, but he was nice enough to send it directly to us. So, and I just need to find that bad boy. Okay, I have it here. It wasn't in a place that you know how when you're trying to organize stuff on your notepad. Anywho, that ain't y'all problem. But back to Bandy Lee, Mr. Rare Bandy. So, Bandy Lee is a Detroit based multidisciplinary artist and founder of Bandyland, a character driven universe rooted in community and cultural memory. Originally from Inkster, Michigan, he works across fine art, animation informed painting, fashion, and collectibles to blur the line between popular culture and fine art. Bandy is the originator of Kawaii Noir, a philosophy that pairs playful kawaii inspired visuals with emotional and cultural depth. Um, Through original characters like Rary Panther and Saki Love Blossom, he explores joy, identity, and belonging. A veteran and Web3 pioneer with over 1,000 collectors, his work is globally exhibited and collected, bridging contemporary art, street culture, and storytelling. So, Mr. Bandy Lee, you better work and you better do it. And let's just kind of just quickly look at some of the stuff that he has here on his page that you can see. It's just beautiful, beautiful art. Look at this.
That's family right there. That's Navy family right there.
Ow, ow, shout out.
Oh, that is very nice.
Isn't this beautiful?
Love it.
So yeah, so shout out to my Libra Queens Navy fam. You keep doing your thing, Mr. Bandy Lee, and thank you for, doing your thing and being a part of Black History. All right. Well, oh, and I believe one more point as well. I understand that that wasn't mentioned in his bio. He's actually really big on like mental health. Let me see. Let me get the note here. Why stuff is not working where I need it today? This is
Because it's Tuesday.
it's okay. So he's big on mental health and he advocates it in some of his art. And he was exhibited at Art Basel last December and hosted an art event for kids. So he is doing his thing. And with the youth, Bandy Lee, you better do your thing. I love it. All right. Well, I think that's enough of classic for today. Y'all ready to get ratchet? Let's jump right
Okay.
into the tea, honey.
Oh, ratchet tea time.
Well, yes. Now we did hear about the speculation yesterday that Stefan Diggs and Cardi B might have broken up. We talked about that. And who none other than to give his 2 cent, Mr. 50 Cent, honey.
Oh Lord.
Why? Why?
Oh, oh
Does he really need a reason at this point?
no, he doesn't.
Ugh, child, he is so annoying.
And you see where it says here by way of TMZ, 50 Cent trolls Stefan Diggs after rumors of breakup with Cardi B. And we won't spend too much time on this story. I'm just going to share my screen and just show y'all what his ass said, honey. And should see where it says here's a tweet or maybe an Instagram post. Can you imagine waking up this morning and you done lost this bitch and the Super Bowl? I would tell everybody to get away from me. Have a drink and go back to sleep. LOL. And of course, he tagged his cognac brand that he has. So that's that on that, honey.
You need to break up with
That
him
was so
immediately.
lackluster. Like, why would you even say that?
Just
Ew.
lame. Lame. Break up with him right now.
Y'all know how that go. I don't want better.
But did that lameness just turn you off? That's so embarrassing. You don't feel no secondhand embarrassment? Ew.
If it didn't turn me off 10 years ago, if it didn't turn me off 20 years ago, it ain't gonna
Oh
turn
my
me off.
God.
David, this is a
Boy.
lifelong indoctrination, honey. It is what it
Mm,
is. I
this
know he
bitch is
trash.
loyal, boy.
And that's the Gaga honey because he does have people loyal to him. Not only me, but also it looks like Tony Yayo and possibly Uncle Myrtle. Did y'all hear about they big grown asses, honey, on that Delta flight? And Ja Rule about to fuck around and get put on the no-fly list?
And they look like they was in regular gym pop. They wasn't even in first class.
Yeah,
None
was.
of them.
Girl, not even in business class, and they can't get no wine. They can't get no wine on that flight.
They with everybody else. Oh God, y'all too
Everybody else
fucking
acting a
old.
damn fool about and again, Ja Rule about to fuck around and get put on the no-fly list. So this starts off by saying Ja Rule is setting the record straight after he and Tony Yayo turned a routine cross-country flight into a tense mid-air showdown that was captured on video. We have Ja's tweets about the ordeal after TMZ contacted him for comment. He said he popped on these punks and threw a pillow at Yayo's head because he's soft. He had no regrets about the snafu, calling it hilarious. TMZ obtained exclusive video capturing the heated verbal dispute aboard a Delta flight from San Francisco to New York City Sunday morning, where things boiled over between the two guys shortly after boarding. Ja Rule, who was seated ahead of Tony and a friend, kicked things off with a comment about them as passengers while they were settling into their seats. That comment quickly escalated into a verbal argument. In the video, raised voices can be heard, with Ja Rule appearing to shout back towards Tony's row as nearby passengers turn and react to the disturbance. The video captures the argument already in full swing, underscoring just how heated the exchange had become. Ja Rule was yelling profanities, repeatedly saying he wanted to fight, and at one point threw a pillow back towards Tony, we're told. That's when flight crew stepped in. Witnesses on the plane tell us both men were pulled off the plane briefly while the situation was addressed. During the confrontation, Tony yelled back at the airplanes, our federal offense territory, and insisted he hadn't done anything wrong. I know that's right, Tony Yayo. He's like, you can fuck around, not me. He said, this is federal offense territory. Let me put my hands up. I ain't do shit. Anywho, a Delta spokesperson tells TMZ two customers were spoken to by the cabin crew following a disagreement, and one customer was rebooked on a later flight. The spokesperson added the flight continued to JFK and landed without issue. It's still unclear which rapper was rebooked, but one thing's clear: tensions were flying long before the plane ever took off. Ja Rule tells TMZ, these fucking clowns. I saw them when I got on. I was laughing like, look at these two clowns, LOL. They look like they saw a ghost deer in the headlights. They always talking shit, so I addressed them, LOL. We've reached out to Tony Yayo. So far, no word back. So I know who was put on a different flight. It was actually Ja Rule that was put on a different flight. The reason that I do know that is because the TMZ actually has two clips in this article that we're going to view. So, it sound like somebody say, I don't want to see that shit. But
Well,
let me see. Ooh, let me refresh. I think it's showing another video. So this is the little heated dispute. You can see Ja Rule kind of. Sorry, let me refresh.
they're too old for this. This is
Right.
ridiculous.
Y'all some grown ass man dog in your 50s. This is crazy. So then this is how I know it was Ja Rule that was put on another flight because
In
Tony
Black
Yayo
History Month?
during Black History
In
Month,
Black
girl.
History Month.
getting put up. Look, Ja Rule gonna be the first nigga to get put on the no-fly history list over fucking 50 Cent for Black History Month. He sure is. But this is how we know because you can see Tony Yayo and Uncle Murder talking about it, and they was like, "This is where Ja Rule was sitting at." So this is how we know he got on the. He was the one that was put on a different flight.
Suck Ja Rule on the plane. Trying to punch. Suck. Suck.
Federal regulations prohibit the use of cellular networks during flight, the use of Wi-Fi to make video or voice calls.
SMD.
Are in the resting position.
The pillow Ja Rule threw at me so fast.
This way he was sitting before we got him out of here.
Girl, I don't have words. Like these are the leaders of our community, right? These are the
Is
girl.
this what we paid for? Is this what we paid for?
This is embarrassing.
So I'm telling y'all, Ja Rule is going to get put on a no-fly list, especially with all that ruckus he had going on. They don't play that shit, and he knows it. I feel like he travels way too much now. Contrary to popular belief, he still does shows, and people actually still buy tickets to see his shows. He flies all over the country and to different countries, with that fire fest, allegedly. But anywho,
Ain't no alleged. Somebody went to jail for that.
he did. That's why I gotta say alleged. But I feel like you do too much on planes for you to be fucking around like this. I think he's gonna end up getting. Mark my words. I think he's gonna get put on a no-fly list, especially when they had to remove him and put him on a different flight. Nah, buddy, you playing around.
Yeah, he know better.
I'm gonna ask my cousin who works for Delta, and I'm gonna say, hey, if this. I'm gonna see, maybe he can't say anything because NDAs, confidentiality.
Listen, fucking with Delta, please, sir, please get the fuck up. And it's very possible for you to get blacklisted without being put on the no-fly zone.
Yeah, from Delta.
They're like individual airlines can refuse to book you or give you a hard time trying to book before you. Allegedly, we're gonna put that out there. Allegedly, but yeah. That is a very real possibility. But I'm sorry. If you don't have the ability to fly private, because clearly you don't, ain't no way. Ain't no way. I got
two washed up motherfuckers up here arguing.
Ain't no way. Because how you gonna get where you going? To them shows that 50 Cent sold out. You know what I'm saying? I bought them tickets too. How you gonna get there?
Little Nana gonna have to use either the Greyhound or that $40 China bus, honey.
Oh,
Yeah, he knows better.
Look, I ain't gonna talk too much shit about the China bus, honey, because then they got me to from New York to Durham plenty of times, honey. So I ain't gonna talk too much shit. And back then it was $30, honey.
And what you gonna do? Fight on the plane? He knew that wasn't gonna pop off, so he over there talking shit in a place that he knew nothing else was gonna happen.
They old asses.
They look like they saw a ghost, nigga.
And I guarantee you, they rebooked him because he was the one who was aggressive for throwing the pillow.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking.
And probably the last one to get on because it seems like Tony and them were already seated, and so he came on.
Super lame.
They didn't see each other in the lobby. What the hell?
Listen, if they was in a lounge, probably not.
And you want to know what Ja Rule just did? And I know this is like so sad. You actually just gave these two niggas free promo for their new podcast that just came out. Uncle Murder and Tony Yayo just released a new podcast. I think they just had their first episode. I didn't watch, but I did see clips. And they were actually arguing, like having a heated discussion on which city has the best looking strippers.
Oh, you know what? You can keep that information to yourself. Jesus Christ.
The best looking strippers. Wow.
Well, okay, and everybody knows it's Atlanta. Right? Or maybe that's straight people business. Maybe I should stay out of it.
No, it's Atlanta. You're right.
Questions that nobody asks.
But still, like, ooh, y'all so ew.
Yeah, this is mm-mm. What
Yeah,
Martin say? You're a grown ass man, dog. Like,
trifling,
Seriously.
trifling.
yeah, well, that's that on
Doing
that.
all of that, but did they have their annual physical yet? I need to know that.
Wake it
Right.
up. Wake it up.
That part.
Important shit, right?
Hmm. Well, this next story I actually hate to talk about, because remember, yesterday that was the final deadline for the ransom note for Savannah Guthrie's mom, Miss Nancy Guthrie. And this story here that I have from TMZ, you all should see where it says here, FBI unaware of continued contact between Guthrie's and suspected kidnappers. So the FBI was unaware. Apparently, the Guthries have been trying to contact the kidnappers, but the FBI were unaware of any of this.
Well,
So,
I've been on TV saying, please contact us. Like, huh?
you know,
Okay,
cash
okay,
tell girl. You
yeah,
look.
okay, okay.
I
Ah,
was
Go,
just thinking,
just go
the
ahead with your story.
FBI
Go
under
ahead.
Cash Patel. Well, so
girl.
embarrassing.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, the FBI says it has no knowledge of any continued communication between Savannah Guthrie's family and anyone believed to have kidnapped her mother, despite a massive around the clock federal search now stretching into a second week. In a new statement released Monday, the FBI said agents, analysts, and crisis management experts have been working nonstop to reunite 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie with her family, but investigators remain in the dark when it comes to ransom related contact. The FBI is not aware of any continued communication between the Guthrie family and suspected kidnappers, the agency said, adding it has not identified a suspect or person of interest at this time. Federal officials revealed they are now operating a 24-hour command post in Tucson, pulling in additional personnel from FBI field offices across the country. The operation includes crisis negotiators, analytic teams, and investigators following up on tips. On Monday, Savannah posted to Instagram saying she and her family are not giving up hope. Nancy is alive and says they're desperately asking for the public's help in locating their mom. The final deadline to pay the alleged ransom in the kidnapping expired at 5 p.m. Arizona time Monday. Nancy and her siblings said they would pay the $6 million Bitcoin ransom. So far, there hasn't been any movement on the Bitcoin account. Nancy was abducted in the morning of February 1st. She went out to dinner Saturday night, but missed church the next morning. 2 days ago, Savannah Guthrie and her siblings, Anna and Cameron, shared another Instagram video agreeing to pay the ransom demands to bring their mother home. This is so sad. And before we started recording, we were actually just discussing how they just released a new video still from the Ring camera. Let me see if I can find that. Um, see. Guthrie. But yeah,
Yeah.
for there to be no movement in that Bitcoin account and they've been contacting the
Which
kidnappers.
they're not going to pay until they have proof of life. See, that was part of the deal that they
Mhm.
would have to provide proof of life for her to get that money. So without that, I mean, it's it's a rock and a hard place. But I guess they didn't get that.
Yep. Let me see. I think I have. This is from NBC News. They're doing. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. Yep. Let me share my screen here. I'm looking at this from the NBC News. They're doing live updates about this, and this looks like this is from Savannah Guthrie's Instagram page, and this is the still they released or stills. I'm gonna look at all of them of the suspects. So you see, it's masked. They're wearing gloves. Mm. So yeah, this is what they have so far. So yeah, I'm with them. If y'all have any updates or can provide any information, please contact them and get that woman home. But matter of fact, I'm not even gonna say it out loud. We're just gonna keep hope that Nancy is gonna be reunited with her family.
Yeah.
But you know how this the TMZ article we just read mentioned how she missed church And it didn't. Their preacher, Mr. Michael Rudizena, Michael Ruda. I don't even care what his last name is. You know how some people just never waste any opportunity to kind of center themselves and stuff. And I just feel like this was just so insensitive. This is something that he could have kept like private with the family, but no, he wanted to talk with Hoda Kotb, talking about some, we offering prayers and shit. Like, I
What had happened? Technical difficulties. Our host got snatched. Oh,
girl, no, that thing frustrated me so bad, honey. I clicked myself out the room. I clicked myself out of the room because I'm just so frustrated. My hand was shaking, so I couldn't even hold the mouse right.
oh, okay.
But girl, I just have to share with y'all, honey. This article here from TMZ, and you should see where it says here: Nancy Guthrie's pastor urges prayer amid search and warns against hopelessness. I'm. Let me just share my screen and watch what Mr. Michael Ruzena has to say, and then we'll go from there, child.
How would you describe Nancy?
She's a strong woman, and she is fiercely loving. Over the years, we've gotten to know what makes her tick in some ways from a faith perspective, the songs that mean something to her, the scriptures that are meaningful for her.
Hope and prayer are two things that have been extremely important to Savannah and her family over this time.
Prayer opens up possibility in our own hearts. Prayer is that dynamic connection with God that introduces new possibilities. I think leaving the door open for hope is a way to fight against that sense of fatality or fatalism. It's the sense that we all feel when bad things are happening. A sense of despair or gloom can sort of like cloud our minds and hearts. And prayer is a way of channeling that feeling toward God with a hope that God will meet us in it and get us through to the other side. And that's the confidence of faith. We're all putting ourselves in the position of knowing that dark experiences can be overwhelming. And when we think of Nancy, our heart goes out to Nancy, and we don't know what we don't know. And yet we know that light shines in dark circumstances, and it's light that gets us out of them. And I think that image of a guiding light is powerful. And our hope is that God is a guiding light right now for her.
Pastor, respectfully, they not trying to hear nothing about no guiding light, no God, no nothing right there. They want to find a mama, and if you don't have any information on how to find them, now I ain't saying nothing about nothing. I'm just saying I just noticed that the video stills from that Nest camera and this preacher, they both have the same piercing blue eyes. Is it just me? I ain't saying nothing about nothing. Allegedly. I'm just saying those piercing blue eyes, honey, look the exact same. Well, that's that on that. That pastor thought it was appropriate to go and hold a copy and talk about the power of prayer during these times. Like, I just thought it was in poor taste. But maybe people will disagree with me, but I thought it was in poor taste. He could have kept that shit in his congregation. He could have kept it in Sunday service. But I'm sorry. We have a comment saying, what was he talking about exactly? Something he could have kept at Sunday service. I just thought this was so insensitive. And Holder, I'm looking at you a little sideways too, honey, because why would you as the what is she, the president of NBC and all of this, honey, and so you pretty much you were Savannah's boss, and I don't know, I just thought this was poor taste, girl. I don't know, but that's just my opinion, and I'm just saying those piercing blue eyes, allegedly. Well, that's that on that, honey. Y'all ready to talk about some corrupt attorneys, honey? Tyrone Blackburn. Ooh, child. Well, now he's thinking of taking a mental health leave, honey. He wants to take a sabbatical, honey. Y'all should see I just posted here by way of all hip hop. It's an exclusive. Lawyer suing Diddy, Fat Joe is having mental issues, and he's trying to dump clients. Girl, I couldn't make this shit up if I tried, honey.
Okay.
Well, Tyrone Blackburn, the New York lawyer who has taken on hip hop power players including Diddy, T.I., and Fat Joe, says a barrage of trauma, threats, and professional attacks has pushed him to step away from his practice. Blackburn told U.S. District Judge Jamel K. Semper in New Jersey that he is seeking a leave of absence and withdrawing from several pending federal cases. He is grappling with severe depression, anxiety, and sleeplessness after a year marked by personal loss and public pressure.
When you do clownery,
Wake it up. Well, he goes on. Since Labor Day, I have experienced the deaths of 4 individuals close to me, Blackburn said, adding that the losses had a profoundly detrimental effect on his mental, physical, and emotional well being. Those strains, he said, collided with the mounting fallout from his work for accusers in headline making cases involving some of the biggest names in music. Blackburn has represented women who accuse rapper T.I. and his wife, Tamika Tiny Harris, of drugging, sexual assault, and other abuse, pressing prosecutors in Georgia and California to open criminal investigations. He has also filed civil complaints against Diddy for Lil Rod and Fat Joe on behalf of his former hype man, Terrence T.A. Dixon, alleging sexual assault, coercive labor, and other misconduct. Dixon, who claims the rapper forced him to perform 4,000 forced sex acts in a $20 million lawsuit. Fat Joe has denied the allegations. And now Blackburn is in the hot seat, especially in his legal war with Fat Joe. He gave another judge different excuses, saying he was recovering from 2 medical procedures and he would not be able to attend depositions on February 6th and February 9th. I am currently prescribed medical medications. Excuse me, I am currently prescribed multiple medications, including narcotics and antibiotics, to assist with the pain and recovery from the procedures. My doctors expect that I will remain on these medications for approximately 6 to 8 weeks. In light of these circumstances, I am presently unable to prepare for or attend the deposition schedule in this matter. Tyrone Blackburn claimed. Y'all, and this is where it gets really hilarious. Fat Joe's lawyers are not buying it. Mr. Blackburn's purported medical issues lacks credibility, particularly given that Mr. Blackburn managed to finalize and file a sprawling 254 paragraph complaint for an unrelated matter in New Jersey State Court on the same day he was scheduled to defend Mr. Dixon's deposition. Mr. Fat Joe's lawyer, Joe Tacopina, said. Now, Judge Jennifer L. Rockin has ordered Blackburn to explain why he's attempting to ditch his clients and to explain to the court why Fat Joe should not receive sanctions or have the entire case dismissed. The issue will come to a head in court today if Tyrone Blackburn shows up. So this is the last that we have. We have no updates, so I'll definitely follow the story and let y'all know. Well, baby, you know we've been following Tyrone and his shade of
don't let us know. We don't know.
Baby, you got to come way better than that against Joe Tacopina, please.
Hello. That's why I can't wait for him to free Wendy, honey. You know he's stepping in, baby. He is not. He slicked that hair back and he went to work. So that's that on that, honey. Oh, so he said, I have these multiple medications that I have to take, antibiotics and all of that. And the doctor say I need to stay out for 6 to 8 weeks, honey. 6 to 8 weeks is killing me.
Oh, isn't that convenient?
Oh, sorry. That really did just put a tear in my eye, honey. Woo, Lord. Okay, well, that is that on that. Oh, now this next story is crazy, honey. Imagine doing some scamming. When you talking about scamming, baby, in the name of like Glorilla and Moneybag Yo and all of that, especially like amid where she has all this stuff going on with her family, which I have another story about that I'm gonna talk after this. But, honey, this shit is crazy right here. So I have this article here from All Hip Hop, and you all should see where it says federal judge awards $874,000 over Glorilla concert fraud case. When I tell y'all this shit is wild, I was reading this with my mouth wide open. I said, wow. Well, a Georgia promoter just learned the hard way that forging hip hop artist contracts comes with a massive price tag. Federal Judge John Adams ordered Lewis Givens and his company, Shaw Management Enterprises, to pay $874,921 to Youngstown-based Esmel Entertainment, according to WKBN. The ruling came after Givens failed to respond to the lawsuit filed against him. The case started in August of 2025 when Esmel Entertainment sued Givens for fraud. The company specializes in booking concerts across Northeast Ohio and trusted Givens to secure major hip hop talent for a September show at Cleveland's Wolstein Center. Givens provided contracts that looked legitimate for three major artists. The paperwork showed signatures from Glorilla, Moneybagg Yo, and Skilla Baby for the Cleveland concert. SML Entertainment believed the documents were real and wired $282,000 to secure the performers. The company also paid a $10,000 deposit to the Wolstein Center and started selling tickets to fans eager to see the lineup. Everything seemed legitimate until Givens made additional financial requests that raised red flags. SML Entertainment decided to verify the bookings directly with Glorilla's production team, and that phone call changed everything. Glorilla's representatives confirmed that she never signed any contract for the Cleveland show. Her team was actually preparing a cease and desist letter against Givens. The investigation revealed that all three artists' signatures were completely fake. Court documents show Givens eventually admitted to forging the contracts. He claimed he hoped to book the real artist before anyone discovered his deception.
Wow.
Girl, Givens only returned $20,000 of the $282,000 he received. The remaining funds disappeared, forcing SML Entertainment to cancel the entire concert and refund every ticket holder. The cancellation cost the company an estimated $2.5 million in potential sales. Fans who bought tickets expecting to see Glorilla, Skilla Baby, and Moneybagg Yo received full refunds instead of the show they anticipated. The federal court noted that Givens and Shaw Management received the lawsuit via certified mail in September but never filed any response. This resulted in a default judgment, which occurs when defendants fail to participate in legal proceedings. Under the ruling, both Givens and Shaw Management Enterprises are jointly responsible for the full $874,921 amount. The three hip hop artists were not named as defendants since they had no involvement in the fraudulent scheme. And baby, do you see how shit like this can happen? So and those contracts seem legit. Remember when I was telling y'all before I had my show, and Durham, and this happened in my hometown in Durham, Monica was supposed to have performed at the Bembe Festival.
Right. I
And
remember you talking about that.
yes, honey, and they had contracts and stuff that looked very legit. Whole time, Monica was like, "What the hell? I ain't going to no Bembe Fest. What the hell is a Bembe? I'm in Baltimore, and I got a show in Baltimore right now." So yeah. And then Durham, because Durham, what was it? The Durham Parks and Recreation, their official Facebook page was like, "Oh, they was talking shit. Oh, we got Monica. We know we got Monica. Any reports that you hear that this is not, it's completely false, and Monica is definitely performing at the Bembe." And baby, they had to tuck their tail through their legs and apologize. Unfortunately, Monica will not be performing at the Bembe Festival. So, and yeah, this sounds like something similar happened. And if I understand correctly, I do believe the person responsible for that Monica incident, similar to this, does have to pay back, pay some though, because I think money was like, even though this is going to be a free concert, Monica performing it because the Bembe Festival is free in Durham every year. But
But the artists are paid.
to be completely honest, baby, when they said Monica was coming to the Bembe Festival, I thought it was bullshit from the beginning. I'm like, why would Monica, of all places that she could perform at, would be at the Bembe? That's like a very Afrocentric, uh, very culturally celebrated type of. It just Monica just don't seem to fit in that. So I just kind of thought it was BS anyway, and it turned out that it was. So
You mean Gunica?
oh yes,
Sound like a local artist kind of thing.
exactly. That's exactly what it is. Even if local artists even perform there, because for the most part they would have like vendors that sell like shea butters and wear kente cloth and stuff like that. It's like I said, Afrocentric. It's not like a concert type thing.
Oh, okay. In the
So that's
first
why I was
place.
like, this don't. Why would Monica perform here? This don't sound right.
Don't sound right, yeah.
hmm
It's not like the Essence Festival. It's an
No,
event
not at all.
festival more than anything. Oh, okay.
Shout out to Durham and the Bembe Festival, and shout out to the Cleveland, concert goers who really wanted to see this lineup but didn't get a chance to because of scammers. So that's
Yeah,
that
but
on
I
that,
think
honey.
you can't get away with it if you don't have the art. Oh, that's
I
a
mean, he really said he thought that nobody. He was hoping to get the real artist before anybody would notice it. I mean, how was that conversation going to go? Like, hey, I just signed your signature, but I was hoping that you would, in your good heart, could you come and perform anyway?
I signed you up and claimed you was coming. Now
Like,
could you come?
nigga.
Wow. Wild, wild stuff. Wild stuff.
Well, speaking of more wild stuff, honey, so we learned about Gorilla's sister Scarface against our will, honey, who kept talking about who wanted to go on TMZ and say all she wanted was $2,500, 2,500. That's it. If Glorilla had $2 million, then she thinks that she deserves 2,500 of that 2 million. Well, you know who was the one of the first people to send her that $2,500, honey? None other than jailbird Tory fucking Lanez.
Oh Lord.
And you should see where it says here Tory Lanez gifted Glorilla's estranged sister the $2,500 she needed by way of hot new hip hop. Well, child. Glorilla's estranged sister, Scarface, says that Tory Lanez gifted her $2,500 when her sister refused to help her out financially. Taken to Facebook on Friday, she shared a pair of screenshots of an alleged direct message exchange between them in which Lanez agreed to send her the money. If you're really fucked up and really tripping about 2,500, I'll send it to you, gang. His message reads, I know how it feels to not I guess he meant to say to not have shit, but it says, I know how it feels to not shit while needing it. I hope God blesses you. Let me know. From there, she posted a screenshot of herself receiving an Apple Pay text containing the funds. He didn't want me to post this, but your boy heard about the situation all the way in jail. Scarface captioned the post. Tory Lanez, thank you. And another thing, Tory Lanez is the best artist of all time. Oh, girl.
Oh
He didn't
girl.
want me to post it, but I'm gonna post it anyway for clout. That
Exactly.
ass.
Girl. Glorilla's sister goes by the name Scarface, and she's called the rapper out several times as of late. Speaking with TMZ earlier this month, Scarface complained that Glorilla has allegedly been neglecting their family financially. She got an obligation to share the wealth. We sat here and we struggled together, she told the outlet. Is them friends obligated? She doing everything for them. Several celebrities have weighed in on the feud in recent days. Finesse 2 times came to Glorilla's defense, arguing in a video on social media that Scarface isn't famous enough for a platform. You know what, Finesse? You ate that one little thing. I'm sorry. You ain't did what you was supposed to did to be somebody, he remarked. Bitch, you ain't no singing bitch, ain't no rapping bitch, ain't no motherfucking dancing bitch. It's just that simple, man. You don't go to the internet and talk about your folk like that because you ain't got no motherfucking hustle. Get up off your ass, go sell some ass. Scarface fired back in a post on Facebook writing, now Finesse, you want to sit here and talk about selling some ass, but you the one that got the biggest booty. Okay. Well, that was a mess.
Next. Please. I'm begging you.
Ooh, well, child, I feel like y'all gonna say next to this story too, honey. Cause did y'all see that little clip where Kylie Jenner and 21 Savage was walking?
Yes.
Was walking, and looked like 21 Savage was doing everything he can to like the boy. You know what? Lotto said you damn right, goddamn.
He could have walked through the wall, he would have.
And that's what Lotto suggested too. To the window to the wall. And you see where it says here by way of hot new hip hop, Lotto hilariously reacts to 21 Savage avoiding Kendall Jenner at all cost. And let me just share my screen so y'all can see the little post that she made, honey. I said, girl. Don't nobody want to tell me, man.
He was hugging that wall, baby.
Look, this is what Lotto said. And this is the photo she posted. To the wall, he damn near kissing the wall, honey. Lotto said, don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. Look, I know that's right, girl.
Let them know, baby.
She said, that married man is mine, honey. Allegedly. Allegedly. Oh,
Ooh,
well, that is that on that, honey.
that
Well,
was funny.
speaking of married men, honey, and this I think Libra Queen would very much appreciate your story just because of who it is. Libra Queen, you remember on SVU the crooked captain in New Jersey that tried to get Olivia's brother set up, and you know her real name is Kim Delaney. I forgot her name on the show, but I know you because that was one of my favorite episodes, so I know you remember that one.
Yeah,
But
I watched every episode.
well, yes. So you remember Captain, what was her name? The New Jersey captain who really tried to and she claimed that Simon raped her sister, but it turns out that he didn't. That episode. And she ended up being corrupt. Well, she is corrupt in real life, and it looked like her man is paying for her. Remember, we talked about them last year, and y'all should see I just shared here by way of TMZ. NYPD Blue, Kim Delaney's husband, arrested after multiple disturbance calls to home. Child. Well, Kim Delaney's husband was arrested after deputies responded to a disturbance at the former NYPD Blue Stars Los Angeles area apartment, TMZ has learned. Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department tells TMZ deputies responded to what was classified as a family disturbance on Sunday night. We're told deputies received 4 separate 911 calls reporting a possible verbal disturbance in a public area at the couple's apartment complex in Marina del Rey. According to the sheriff's department, Kim's hubby, James Morgan, was arrested at the scene for obstructing or delaying a public officer. He is currently still in custody and is due in court today, Tuesday. TMZ broke the story. Back in April of 2025, Kim was arrested for assault likely to cause great bodily injury against James, who was also arrested at the time for misdemeanor domestic violence. At the time, cops said the couple had been fighting for 2 days leading up to those arrests. During the first alleged incident, Kim called police and made a domestic violence report against James. Authorities say James left the home but returned, prompting another call to law enforcement. Sheriff deputies say James told them at the time Kim tried to hit him with her car, and he allegedly showed deputies video of the incident. Despite the turmoil, the two appeared to reconcile shortly after. Not long after the arrest, Kim gifted James a bouquet of flowers for his 55th birthday, posting online, "Birthday boy, 55. Your wife loves you, my guy." We've reached out to Kim for comment. So far, no word back.
Next.
Yeah. Ghetto, honey. All right.
Sure.
Yeah. Hey, I got nothing. Now this next story here. Now this was interesting, honey. The child, y'all getting buck up in San Francisco? What y'all doing, honey? Y'all shooting motherfuckers at San Francisco? Jesus, this how y'all get down? And you telling me to come up out there? No, I don't want to go out there. Well, I asked it. Well, I asked that. You should see where it says here by way of TMZ. 49ers Keon White shot in San Francisco after Super Bowl, but it is a non-life threatening injury. So, San Francisco 49ers DE Keon White was shot in the ankle Monday morning, just hours after the Super Bowl ended, with a 3-year NFL vet sustaining a non-life threatening injury. White, who's 27, is currently in a local hospital where he's undergoing surgery. The team confirmed the news in a statement to The Athletic, saying they will update his condition when appropriate. The outlet went on to report that it happened during an event in San Fran when an altercation occurred, which reportedly did not involve White, who was caught up in the gunfire. A preliminary investigation revealed a verbal altercation occurred between two groups inside a business, a spokesperson for the SFPD said. The victim was injured when shots were fired by an unknown suspect. It marks yet another NFL player to fall victim to gun violence in America. In November, Chris Boyd was shot outside a restaurant in New York City after a verbal argument. In August of 2024, White's teammate, Ricky Pearsall, was shot and wounded after an attempted armed robbery in San Francisco. White has yet to comment on the matter himself. Ooh, child. I ain't going to San Francisco. Y'all got me fucked up. What y'all got out there? Trolley's and the Golden Gate Bridge. I could just watch that on YouTube. I ain't going to no damn San Francisco. Now I come to LA. I've been to LA and that was cute. That was cute. You know, I had me some Roscoe's chicken and waffles. Got to try some of that Ball family weed. We have a comment saying, hey, SF is beautiful. Beautiful enough to get your ass shot, apparently. You see this article mentioned two NFL players. If they shooting the NFL players, baby, they damn sure shoot podcasters out there, motherfucker. Ain't going no damn San Francisco. You got me fucked up.
If it ain't shaking, they shooting. One or the other.
Okay. Rice Roni, the San Francisco treat. I don't know where it came from, y'all.
Do they even still have rice roni? I remember that.
I think they do. I believe they do. They say it's only a 7 mile San Francisco is only a 7 mile radius, and y'all doing all that shooting. Y'all doing all that shooting within 7 miles. Oh, that's crazy. I know it got to be going over to the next county. I know what's the next county over to San Francisco. I say, don't bring them San Francisco motherfuckers over here. I know they saying it. Anywho, that's that on that, honey. Um, this next story. So chilly. Lindsey Vaughn speaks out.
Okay, girl.
Y'all should see where I just shared here by way of TMZ. Lindsey Vaughn suffered complex tibia fracture in Olympic ski crash.
She's gonna need multiple surgeries. Multiple.
Mm-hmm. Well, Lindsey Vaughn is breaking her silence after Sunday's terrifying crash at the Olympics, detailing the severity of the injury, a tibia fracture that she says will require multiple surgeries to fix properly. Vaughn took to Instagram Monday afternoon after undergoing emergency surgery for the injury, saying, "My Olympic dream did not finish the way I dreamed it would." You think, girl? Okay. Um, I dared to dream and had worked so hard to achieve it. Because in downhill ski racing, the difference between a strategic line and a catastrophic injury can be as small as 5 inches, or it could be as small as two titanium knees, girl. I'm just saying, anywho. Um, the 41-year-old said she was 5 inches too tight on my line when her arm hooked inside of the gate, sending her tumbling. She was adamant, though neither of her torn ACLs formed nearly 2 weeks ago, nor any other nagging injury played a role in the accident.
On the first gate. Okay, girl.
Sure, Jan. As for the complex fracture, Yale describes the injury as a traumatic injury involving multiple breaks in a bone and damaged soft tissue. Despite the pains it caused her, Vaughn says she has no regrets about competing in the 2026 Winter Olympics.
Sounds about right.
hmm Standing in the starting gate yesterday was an incredible feeling that I will never forget. Knowing I stood there having a chance to win was a victory in and of itself. I also knew that racing was a risk. It always was and it always will be an incredibly dangerous sport. Thousands of people hit the comment section to show Vaughn some love, including Simone Biles, Cameron Brink, what's her name? Ilona Maher, and even Reese Witherspoon. Wish you a speedy recovery, Lindsay. No, fuck that. Y'all should have been in her comments calling her stupid. Like, girl, this was stupid. You were stupid. This was a stupid decision. Why would you even plan for this? You need to be sitting at home recovering. This is crazy. And now you sitting and talking. It didn't. My Olympic dream didn't end the way I dreamt it would. Of course, girl. Stephen Wonder could have told your ass that. Like the fuck.
Now you got a serious injury. Serious.
And most she must like being in the hospital. That's the only thing I can gather from this. She must enjoy it.
I guess now she's gonna sit down because if she talk about coming back after this, it'll be. I don't even want to entertain that she might even say that.
Then tried to gaslight us, honey, insist that her ACL, her torn ACLs, or any other had nothing to do with this. Okay, girl.
Nothing at all. On the
Okay.
very first gate, girl. Okay. I mean, delusion is whatever you want to do.
Look, on this good Tuesday, I can tell you this. I was born on a Tuesday, but it wasn't this Tuesday. Amen. Amen.
If that's what you want to think, okay, girl. I really hope you heal. That's that's all I'm gonna say.
Yep, that's all we're gonna leave it at that.
Yep.
But this next story, now this is some sad news. Unfortunately, a longtime NFL player has passed away. At only 56 years old. I mean, y'all should see where it says here by way of TMZ, Tracy Scroggins, longtime NFL player, dead at 56.
Mm.
So, Tracy Scroggins, who spent all 10 seasons of his career as a member of the Detroit Lions, has died at 56 years old, TMZ Sports has learned. It is with profound sadness that we announce the passing of our beloved Tracy Scroggins, the Scroggins family said in a statement sent to TMZ. Tracy was a devoted father, cherished family member, and loyal friend whose life was marked by remarkable strength and perseverance. While many knew him for his career as a professional football player in the NFL, those closest to him knew him as a kind-hearted and generous man who cared deeply for his family and friends. The family continued. Playing in the NFL gave Tracy the opportunity to pursue his lifelong dream and to rise from poverty. However, unfortunately, the NFL was also ultimately the cause of his untimely demise. Tracy spent every moment of his retirement courageously battling the devastating effects of CTE. While our hearts are heavy, we find comfort in knowing that he is finally at peace. Back in 1992, Scroggins, a linebacker and defensive end, was a second round draft pick out of Tulsa, where he went 53rd overall. Over the course of his time in the NFL, he accumulated 321 tackles and 60.5 sacks. He also had one interception. Scroggins retired from football in 2001 after 142 games played. In 2016, he filed a lawsuit against the NFL alleging CTE. The causes and circumstances surrounding Scroggins' death aren't clear, and TMZ says the story is still developing. So, yeah, sad. May he rest in peace, and condolences to his family and his friends and to his fans who loved him.
All these sports athletes dying so young. This is
Mhm. And especially when he was an advocate of, suing the NFL for CTE.
CTE, yeah.
Mhm. Look, I'm
Hmm.
not saying, I'm just saying.
Move along, move along.
Well,
Oh,
honey, I have a feeling you really gonna want me to move along after this story, honey. This when I tell you, baby, Bonnie Blue has been popping that puss, honey. She done popped her puss into a world record. And when I say just a trigger warning, y'all, this story is nasty. So,
that's one of those do 1,000 guys and 24-hour girls or something
well,
like
yes. Well, yes, it's exactly that. And you see where it says here by way of TMZ, adult content creator Bonnie Blue has unprotected sex with about 400 men.
Yuck.
Girl. So, more like Bonnie Blue, her back out. TMZ think they're so damn funny. Anyway, the adult content creator reportedly had unprotected sex with around 400 men, setting a world record. That's right. While the Winter Olympics wage on in Italy, the Bedroom Olympics raged in the UK over the weekend. UK Weekly reports Bonnie, real name Tia Billinger, had men waiting in line for up to 7 hours at Lord Davenport's mansion on February 7th for the chance to breed her. According to US Weekly, the previous record was 65 men. That achievement was reached by Ariana Jolie in 2004. Bonnie, who's 26, told the publication, I was concerned I drowned with the amount of fluids I had planned to consume and did consume by the end of the day. I wanted men who wanted to be a dad the most, with the strongest swimmers, to get a pass to the front of the queue. We don't know if those swimmers swam breaststrokes, backstroke, or freestyle, but it looks like it looks like they all swam the race to completion. But it is unlikely any of this will result in a new life being brought into the world. Bonnie had previously gone public about her fertility struggles. I tried to get pregnant for years with my ex partner and really, really struggled. And I'd have to go down the IVF route, she told US Weekly in June of 2025. So I wish I could say I might get pregnant. However, I'm not in that position where I can fall pregnant naturally. This marks Bonnie's second record setting feat. She claimed to have slept with 1,057 men in 12 hours back in January of 2025. Sadly, OnlyFans star Lily Phillips beat the brakes off that record when she allegedly slept with 1,113 men within the same time constraint. Mm. It sounds
In
loose
Black
up in here,
History Month,
honey.
we doing this. We no.
And that's why
No.
they have to go like get medical care after this kind of stuff. Because I think I've seen like the after effects of having intercourse with that many people. It's not healthy.
It's not, and I just feel like science tells us this, right? Because what's that? What's it called? Kinetic energy or friction? Like when something keeps like moving that like it's damaging. Like
Hours and hours. Yeah, yeah. I don't care how much lube you use or whatever. That's damaging to the organs. That's just oh my god.
y'all nasty. Could you imagine being man number 69? Like, yeah, I'm just here. You already seen 68 other men go before. You got a line of motherfuckers behind you, and it's just nasty. Let me say how straight people business. This is nasty.
Yeah.
And this is a good time for me to mention prep. If y'all not on prep, we need to because they said they try to think. I feel like a lot of people still got this misconception that prep is a mostly gay drug. No, baby. We all need that. We all need to be on prep. If you are HIV negative, you need to be talking to your doctor about prep.
And so you can stay that way because baby, they out here wilding.
Exactly.
Those men went on to have sex with other women. All of those men. I wonder if you tested them, how many of them would come up with something.
Nasty.
Just nasty.
Nasty, honey. Well, this next story I have. Do y'all remember that inmate the inmate from New Orleans? His first name was Derek, and I mean, he was the last inmate standing. They were trying to find his ass, honey.
Yes, and they caught him in the last one.
Well, I actually have this story about him that I found to be very interesting. And he is claiming that him posting an Instagram video of him singing NBA YoungBoy lyrics is what led to his murder conviction. And y'all should see I just share here by way of all hip hop. New Orleans inmates who spent months on the lam says NBA YoungBoy track led to murder conviction. And I'm going to share my screen. There's a little bit of there's a video clip in here of him talk. I have to say, I love those New Orleans accents, honey. They are so adorable. I love it. But we're going to hear him talk about it in that adorable New Orleans accent.
What got me in trouble, you hear me? I made an Instagram video. Me and my co-defendant. My co-defendant named Kendall Barnes, you know what I'm saying? We was in a car on that same night. We made a video. We rapping this song called Contempt in Court, featuring Moneybagg Yo and NBA YoungBoy. You know what I'm saying? As soon as these lyrics come on, they spoke on my name, 2 niggas I had to kill. These niggas be running, these be ducking, but I really sling it for real. All right. Then we post that video. That video, his family members, a girl, Auntie, whoever, sent that video to the feds and told the feds, look at these dudes they bragging on what just happened. You see what I'm saying? When I first came to jail, somebody took my picture off my page that I was on Mardi Gras that night. The fake page was called New Orleans, right? Somebody took me and my best friend picture and posted it on a fake page that said, these are 2 people who killed Marlon B for the boss man for some free dope. Right? Now, to mind you, this page is following everybody from the city.
Listen, I have to say, look, if one of my family members just got shot and some people that I suspect that did it got on their Instagram and saying and quoting this lyrics like, yeah, I just had to kill 2 dudes or whatever. Screenshot. Hey, I think law enforcement, I think this needs to be looked into. You can call me a snitch, a rat, or whatever. Absolutely not. No, you're not gonna be out here killing my people and then bragging about it online. No. But I'm guessing the way he's talking is how he's claiming that he didn't do that, but he's convicted of it. It said Martin B were killed, for a boss, for some free dough. I,
But
I,
not
I, I
everybody.
didn't I didn't the only I didn't read much of his case or what, so I don't know. So definitely don't take what I'm saying. I don't know anything about his case. I hadn't read into it, but I mean he's in jail, right? That would lead me to believe that he was convicted and they were able to prove beyond a reasonable doubt
That
that,
he
or
did.
maybe is he saying that this video was what led to it, but it's not true that he did and he was just singing a song. I don't understand what's going on.
Well, two things can be true. He could have done it, and they were singing that song because it was relevant to what they had done. I mean, that can be interpreted both ways. Like
Yep.
they had committed that crime, and those lyrics were very apropos for them to be singing because, that's what they just did. Now, not saying that that's the case, but to say that that was the only reason he got convicted is sort of a stretch. If they had no other proof other than him just singing the lyrics to a song that's known that those are lyrics, that just mm-mm,
Listen,
mm-mm.
fellas, let this be a lesson. Don't get on no damn live singing no NBA YoungBoy lyrics or no YWML or anybody with an acronym in their name. Just stay away from saying any of their lyrics. Get on if you want to do somebody lyrics, do some Missy Elliott lyrics, honey. That's safe. Should do like get on live and say, "Puss it on, fail me now."
Sing some Whitney Houston or something,
I know that's right.
sing some Maxwell, anything.
Anything. Just
But
nothing with
when
them
you
acronyms,
kill
honey.
and you singing that song, well, you looking for investigation.
I concur. All right. Well, this next story, Libra Queen, out of curiosity.
Please go to hell.
Just say no. Just say no. You don't know
Please go to hell. That's what I'm
And the
saying. We
only
need some
reason I'm
positive.
asking is because this is a Florida artist. But have you ever heard of Nardo Wick?
Oh yeah, I've heard of him.
Yes. See.
Damn, damn, and I haven't. Shit.
You never heard of Nardo Wick?
No, I was listening close too. Like, oh, this might be my time. No.
Well, I have
I
this
know him.
story here. So it looks like, unfortunately, he's going through some mental health issues. And give me one second. It looks like this I'm trying to share the link and it's not working. Let me refresh. Okay, we back. It signed my ass out. I had to sign in again. No worries.
Hmm.
But so unfortunately, Nardo Wick was arrested in Georgia, and it looks like he's going through some mental health issues or mental health crisis at the moment. And y'all should see I just shared here by way of Hot New Hip Hop, Nardo Wick reportedly arrested in Georgia. And I just have to say, honey, because of my heavy North Carolina accent, I'm going to try my best to say Nardo Wick the best that I can, but it's probably going to come out sounding like Nardo Rick with an R. And I'm going to try my best to not do that. But so Jacksonville, Florida rapper and 2022 XXL freshman Nardo Wick has been arrested according to a handful of reports. One of them comes from No Jumper, and they shared that he was taken into custody a few days ago in Georgia. The source also says that Wick is currently in Forsyth County Jail for being a fugitive from justice on a felony warrant. Overall, that's about all we have at our disposal right now as the news just came to light. No Jumper appears to have his mugshot, which also shows a 24-year-old giving a pretty blank stare. The entire situation raises a lot of questions. When exactly was Nardowick arrested, or what was the felony he committed that caused him to flee? There are just a couple that will potentially be answered within the next day or two at the longest. The last time Wickman was arrested came back in 2021 as a 19-year-old. Then he was handcuffed for a concealed weapons charge. While this turn of events for the still rising talent is still unfortunate, his 2021 incident was maybe even a bigger blow. That year, Nardowick was on the fast track to stardom after a few hot singles such as "Me" or something, or with Future and Lil Baby. Of course, you can't forget about "Who Wants Smoke." His efforts then land him a spot on that 2022 XXL freshman list, but since then things have slowed down considerably. He is still relatively active, though last dropping an album in February 2025. Wick featured the likes of 21 Savage, Future, Southside, Lil Baby, and Sexy Red. Wick hasn't released anything since, and there's a good chance it will be a little bit longer before we hear from him. Hopefully, though, it turns out not to be too serious of an arrest. And I have to apologize to the listeners. So, Nardo Wick was not the rapper that's battling mental health issues that I was thinking about. That was actually a different one. So, it just looked like his ass is crazy with guns and shit. And don't nobody know why he was arrested or why he was committing felonies. But if I find out more information, I will definitely update you all. I mean, unless my Libra Queen says not to.
Skip it. We don't want it.
Ah. And I got 3 more stories left. Now, this is the rapper that was going through mental health issues. So my apologies, not Nardo Wick, but this rapper here, I Heart Memphis. Y'all may remember him from his hit song "Hit the Quan." Y'all remember that? Hit the Quan, hit the Quan.
Yes, I do remember that song. Yes.
Yep. Now he's the one that's going through a mental breakdown. It looks like, and y'all should see where I just share here by way of TMZ. Hit the Quan rapper I Heart Memphis arrested for making threats to kill.
I mean, he looked crazy, so I guess.
Oh my God. I didn't mean to laugh. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I wasn't ready. Well, rapper I Heart Memphis, also known as I Love Memphis, was arrested early Tuesday morning after he streamed a dramatic standoff with Florida's police during an apparent mental health crisis. Plantation Police Department confirms the TMZ officers arrived at a residence Monday night where the rapper, whose real name is Richard Maurice Colbert, was armed and barricaded. Authorities successfully took him into custody on an active warrant for written or electronic threats to kill hours after they made initial contact. Colbert was evaluated at a local hospital as a precaution and then booked into the clinic. He is charged with making written or electronic threats to kill and for resisting an officer. Police also say his dog, seen on live stream, was safely removed from the home on Gatehouse Road and released to a family member. Fans flooded social media with concerns over Colbert's mental state as he live streamed for hours Monday, even at one point holding up a gun. In another part of his live stream, he told officers at his home that he's God and didn't need to sleep. TMZ reached out to his family for comment. So far, no word back. However, a family member told WFOR TV they have been trying to help Colbert for days. I Heart Memphis rose to fame in 2015 with his hit song Hit the Quan. If you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, help is available. Call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org. Sad.
I just
How he
want
was not killed is amazing.
Yeah.
I want to make this quick note to put it on record that when y'all see these crazy stories and they be people who are in Florida and not from Florida, quit trying to give us that bad rap with the Florida man shit, because it usually be non-Floridians, non-native Floridians who be out here making headlines in our state, making us look bad.
I know that's right, girl.
But I do hope he gets the help he needs, looking like what he looked like. Amen.
And you're right, because I have to say, like, everybody that I have met that has roots in Florida have actually turned out to be amazing people. But who says it all the time? Charlamagne on the Breakfast Club says the craziest people in the world come from either Florida or the Bronx. But I'm hearing from a Florida native that Florida man shit, y'all ain't even from Florida. Y'all don't even go here. Y'all grew here. Y'all flew there. They grew there. So, anywho. Well, we hope that I Heart Memphis or I Love Memphis or Mr. Richard Colbert gets the help that he needs. This is really sad. Lil TJ, honey. Look, Lil TJ is getting sued by a police officer for breaking his back. Now, I have now, you about to know who his ass is now. And look, this is the kind of listen. I'm just happy it's not the other way around during Black History Month. So, you should see where it says here by way of all hip hop. It's an exclusive. Lil TJ and Entourage accused of beating NYPD and ruining his back. So, Lil TJ is accused of leading a violent confrontation inside Madison Square Garden's Hulu Theater that left a New York City police officer with permanent spinal injuries. Officer John Przybylski was working a paid NYPD security detail during a crowded professional boxing event promoted by Top Rank when he was ordered to remove Lil TJ from the venue. According to the filing, Lil TJ attended the event as a complimentary guest of Top Rank. The complaint says Lil TJ became loud and disruptive during the event. Security staff determined he needed to be removed and summoned Przybylski to intervene. The complaint further alleges Lil TJ spat in the face of a Madison Square Garden employee during the chaos. After the altercation, Przybylski says he was disoriented, in severe pain, and transported by ambulance to NYCU Tisch Hospital. Diagnostic imaging allegedly revealed serious cervical and lumbar spine injuries, including disc damage at the L4 and L5 level. The lawsuit claims the injuries are permanent and threaten his ability to continue working as a police officer. Przybylski alleges the assault was not sudden or random. He claims it was the foreseeable result of severe understaffing in security and operational failures by the venue and promoters. The complaint says the event planners determined that 8 officers were needed for safety, but staffed only 2. Despite the shortfall, the event proceeded with a packed house and a raucous crowd. The lawsuit claims venue operators and promoters knew or should have known of the rapper's prior arrest and confrontational history. It alleges that no additional supervision was assigned and no steps were taken to limit his access inside the theater. The officer alleges he acted under the direction of Madison Square Garden security supervisors and had no discretion to delay or decline the assignment. The filing describes the scene as uncontrolled and dangerous, blaming the lack of staffing and crowd control. The officer alleges lasting physical limitations, chronic pain, and neurological symptoms. He claims his earning capacity has been substantially impaired, including lost overtime, reduced pension benefits, and diminished future income. Przybylski is suing Lil TJ for assault and battery. He is also suing Top Rank, Madison Square Garden Entertainment Corporation, and Madison Square Garden Corp for negligence, premises liability, and negligent supervision. The lawsuit seeks compensatory and punitive damages, as well as other relief to be determined at trial. And they actually have a little bit of a video of the incident itself. Go ahead, Libra Queen.
Yeah, I got questions because, sir, you are the law in New York. So what you mean? You say you can't decline the position if you're not fully staffed? I'd have been calling 911. Hello, emergency, emergency. They out here violating city codes or whatever county codes or whatever it is because you don't have proper security. Ain't no fucking way. Also, too, when did this happen? Because how does he know he has lasting pain and chronic this and chronic that, baby? If this was recent, how are you automatically saying that you're gonna have chronic this and chronic that and you haven't even healed yet? Be fucking for real.
I actually believe we talked about this story. Let me just double check. Little CJ. We just probably don't remember because it was some months ago. But let me
And
see.
also, Lil TJ, who is this nigga? Actually, never mind. Don't answer. I don't want to know.
Oh, yeah, because I actually do remember us talking about Lil TJ being removed from Madison Square Garden, but we didn't know the details of it. But and this is the video of the event. It's a little quick clip.
I was just comfortable. I was here. I had to show up for my son, man. He showed it to you. And he was in the crowd watching me, man. I had to show up for my boy. You know what I'm saying? This just means a lot to me right now. I wish he could be the man who's up home. He looked back at this day, man. He'll be proud of his father. So how good the corner of this belt that really is going to be.
So I did see in the video where he did spit at the officer. But you know, what I mean, looks like they got a little, and I don't know about y'all, but didn't it look like more than 2 security and 2 police officers in that video? I counted at least 4 in that video. So I mean,
Looked like they stopped him right before he was about to start swinging. He was about to go buck wild.
yep. So that is that on that, honey.
I don't see how anybody got their back ruined though in that scenario. But okay.
Listen, I have questions again. Like I said, I got questions. But in the spirit of Black History Month, we can move on because ain't nobody got time for this. But the North do
Well,
remember.
yeah, hello. Well, speaking of the spirit of Black History Month, I just want to ask the room, how do y'all feel about lemon pepper being the official flavor of Atlanta, Georgia?
What?
It sounds about black, negroid.
Well, they are actively actually trying to work for that. And in the meantime, while they're working for that, you see where it says here by way of all hip hop, rapper Rick Ross gets Senate resolution passed in his honor.
Mm,
And we have a comment in the chat: lemon pepper chicken, yes, lemon pepper chicken, lemon pepper wings, honey.
I hate lemon pepper.
You?
I do.
What, girl? I be sucking it off the bone,
Mm,
honey.
no, I'm not a lemon pepper girl either.
I
Y'all
am
can
a hood rat lemon pepper type bitch, honey. Give it here. Baby. I suck it down to where you can see the damn the cheeks like they be looking like Jessica Alba by the time I get through to that wing, honey. But,
Auntie.
oh, okay.
We do not need a breakdown of how you eat lemon pepper wings, baby.
Oh, okay. Back to the story. Well, Rick Ross got official recognition from Georgia lawmakers Friday when the state Senate adopted Resolution 710 honoring the rapper. The resolution celebrates Rick Ross for his music career and business success, noting that his 2006 breakout hit Hustlin' with platinum. The rapper has called Georgia home since 2014 when he bought his massive Fayette County estate called the Promised Land. Senate Resolution 710 recognizes Ross as a renewed international entrepreneur who has helped shape hip hop culture over the past 20 years. The resolution highlights Ross's multiple businesses and his annual car and bike show at the Promised Land, which draws thousands of people to Fayetteville each summer. From platinum records to real estate holdings, from food franchises to premium brand partnerships, Rick Ross has built a sprawling empire rooted in hustle, excellence, and vision, and served as a true example of Black entrepreneurship. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Senate that the members of this body recognize and commend Rick Ross for his continued music, business, and cultural impacts in the state of Georgia. The official resolution reads. 13 Metro Atlanta lawmakers supported the resolution, including several Democratic Party leaders in the Georgia Senate. His business ventures and community leadership influenced lawmakers to formally recognize his cultural impact in Georgia. The resolution passed Friday adds Ross to the list of cultural figures officially recognized by the Georgia Senate. The Maybach Music Group founder also received a congressional proclamation from Georgia Congresswoman Nakima Williams in June of 2025. The resolution comes as Georgia lawmakers consider another food related bill that will make lemon pepper wings the official state chicken wing flavor. House Bill 1013, introduced by Rep. Eric Bell, would designate lemon pepper as Georgia's official wing flavor. Bell said lemon pepper wings represent Atlanta's culinary culture and the families who work in neighborhood restaurants across the state. Lemon pepper wings bring joy, Bell said. Food brings us together. That's what this bill is about. Rep. KC Carpenter, who co sponsors the Wings bill, said measures like this help bring Atlanta representatives together. There is real love of wings, especially lemon pepper wings, Carpenter said. Both bills reflect Georgia's effort to celebrate cultural symbols that define the state's identity. Bell's lemon pepper wings bill remains under consideration as the legislative session continues through April 2nd. Ooh, that word just beat my ass today. Georgia will host major events, including the World Cup this summer and the Super Bowl in 2028. So, yeah, it sounds like they are truly working to make lemon pepper the official wing of Atlanta, Georgia. So, shout out to them. I love it. I guess more for me since it seems like I'm the only one in the room who.
Correct. Next
Oh,
story.
me and the Queen of Happiness. We the only ones. More for us, girl. And
Next
I get
story.
to suck them off the box, suck them
No,
dry.
no, no. Stop it. Go have that conversation with your boy. With your boy $50, okay? We don't want that again.
Oh gosh. Oh yeah. Well, y'all, that was all the tea that I had for us today. So before we head out, I want to ask that any of you have any tea that you want to share or any tea that I might have missed?
I
I
think
don't
you
know if you
covered.
saw the story.
What story?
I didn't even look it up. But what was the guy's name that was accused of abusing the children and they wouldn't let him out on bond and then they let him out?
Oh, Tim Busfield.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
he was indicted.
Well, let me go see if I can find something. Timothy Busfield.
I read he was
Yeah, that
indicted on those charges. So
didn't that
yeah,
come out. Did that come out Sunday or Monday?
it was recently that I
Yeah.
saw it. I'm like, oh wow, an indictment. Oh, okay.
Hmm.
See if you can find something on it.
Yep, it says something here from NBC News from 4 days ago. Let me go to the article. Yeah, and you all should see where it says here by way of NBC News. Actor Timothy Busfield indicted on child sex abuse charges by New Mexico grand jury.
Hmm.
It looks like, yeah, this has a video that's about 3.5 minutes long. So yeah, let's see what they have to say about this so we can get caught up. I had no idea. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, girl. This definitely skipped my radar.
Field, the former West Wing actor, is accused of sexually abusing two young boys who appeared on a Fox series he directed and acted in. Today, a grand jury in New Mexico indicting Busfield on 4 counts of criminal sexual contact of a child. The 68-year-old was arrested less than a month ago after turning himself in to law enforcement. Busfield has denied all of the allegations against him. NBC's entertainment correspondent Chloe Malas is following the case and joins us now on set with more. So, Chloe, take us through what we heard today from the district attorney and also Busfield's legal team.
You know, what I found really interesting, Ellison, from the district attorney in New Mexico is they say at one point, Mr. Busfield is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law, right? So they're saying, although the grand jury has come out and decided that we are going to move forward with, bringing these charges of 4 counts of criminal sexual contact of a child from the TV show that he worked on from 2022 to 2024, the Warner Brothers show, The Cleaning Lady, which Busfield starred and directed in, of these 2 young child actors. They're saying, reserve judgment until this potential trial. But I do want to just tell you that Busfield's civil attorney, who, although is not the criminal attorney behind this case, he is the one kind of the frontward facing in the media. I spoke to him on the phone today and he released this statement. Larry Stein saying that the indictment was not unexpected. As the saying goes, a grand jury will indict a ham sandwich. But what is deeply concerning is that the district attorney is choosing to proceed on a case that is fundamentally unsound and cannot be proven at trial. What they have maintained all along, Ellison, is that these claims were investigated by Warner Brothers in the spring when the parents of these 2 young boys came forward with these allegations of sexual misconduct on the set. And Warner Brothers hired an independent law firm to investigate these claims, and they found no merit, right? And so Timothy Busfield's legal team is really relying on that. And who were those eyewitnesses at the time on set that spoke to that independent third-party legal team? And could they be potentially bringing those people in to testify on Busfield's behalf?
Interesting. Okay, so Busfield was released from jail after a pretty contentious detention hearing back in January, right? Is he behind bars tonight? And in terms of next steps, do we know when this trial could begin?
So he is out right now, and he will be out until it goes to trial potentially in the next 6 to 8 months. And so Busfield now has to really beef up his criminal defense team and figure out what the strategy is going to be. And as you remember, this whole thing started as sort of a wild goose chase because nobody knew where Timothy Busfield was at the time, or so it seemed. And U.S. Marshals were even enlisted to try to find him. But his legal team said that all along he wanted to turn himself in on his own, that he wanted to cooperate with New Mexico authorities, that they weren't cooperating with him at the time, that he knew that these charges were coming. And ultimately, he did drive across the country, turned himself in. And you might remember he spoke to TMZ and released this video at the time saying, I'm going to fight this. And at that bail hearing, The judge said that Timothy Busfield did not pose a threat to the community, to society, which is why he let him out, because he did not have a criminal record here. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I mean, you never really know if things are actually going to go to trial, as you cover many of these trials. So we'll see what happens. But this is really significant that this grand jury has chosen to indict him.
NBC's Chloe Malas, excellent reporting. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Excellent reporting, Chloe. Indeed, honey. A bitch is caught up. Oh, girl, because I had questions and she pretty much answered it for me. Because I'm like, okay, how was he arrested? But now they're saying that the grand jury deciding to do this. That's really big. That says a lot. Girl,
Even
I
though
will
they
certainly follow
accused the
this.
grand jury of indicting a ham sandwich, I just don't think grand juries are that fickle. But okay.
Mm-hmm. Especially to white men. Like, let's I feel like courts, and I have no proof of this other than like past things that I've seen on like court TV and stuff like that. But it seems like when it comes to white men, they tend to be pretty linked, especially the grand jury process. They usually don't go to trial, like even. So this is very interesting. I have to say, I will definitely be following this story, honey.
So maybe they know something that Busfield's attorney doesn't, because for them to put a trial forward saying it's they got enough information to put it on trial, something's going on.
You know what? And I apologize to his wife and everything. Let me just kind of reserve, anything, because first we was giving her a little shade. He was like, "Oh, sweetie, we so sorry," and now we're like, "Girl."
We're not gonna say nothing. We're gonna be neutral right now because we don't know what's up. But girl,
woo, I'm gagged for real. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, honey. I definitely missed that one over the weekend. All right. Did anybody have any more tea that I might have missed? That was a good one. All right, y'all. Well, I believe it is always a pleasure. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to come and sip tea with me. Don't forget to subscribe to a bitch, honey. Head to auntiederrick.com. Hit that big green subscribe button at the top left. It is completely free, and you get your warm hugs in your email from me. We will be back tomorrow for another live show at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So come on in and join us if you can. And until then, we will see you tomorrow, and you all have a fabulous rest of your day.
Bye, everybody.